The Panama Papers are back in the spotlight today. Finance Minister Bill Morneau is in Washington with the G20 as countries aim to fight against tax evasion. Morneau will address how Canada fell well short of G20 standards on registering companies last year. For more on that aspect, I'm joined by Dennis Howlett from Ottawa. Dennis is the Executive Director of Canadians for Tax Fairness. Dennis, where did Canada fall short when it came to reporting taxes in our country?
Well, this is one of the things that the law firm in Panama actually advised their clients, that Canada is a good place to set up shell companies because there are very lax regulations in some provinces and territories. So they don't bother checking who the real ultimate beneficial owner is of some of these companies, or they don't keep the records up to date. So, a company gets sold, and they never bother checking, who owns it now. So it is a problem. Canada falls way below what is expected of all countries. And Bill Morneau, when the question was put to him, said he's going to, when he comes back to Canada, try to get in touch with the provinces and talk about how can Canada come up to speed on this issue.
So meeting with the provinces is one thing, but this is a government that said it's going to throw a lot of money at this problem and try and recoup people who are either negligent on their taxes or go after corporations that have been hiding money offshore. We've seen that, though, with a recent story that came out regarding KPMG. And the government has said, in fact, or Revenue Canada has said, that it's not going to punish these specific companies as much as they possibly could be punished. Why is that?
Well, the previous government, the key scandal was that the previous government offered a settlement to the clients of KPMG who had offshore trusts in the Isle of Man, pay the back taxes that they should have, but no penalties and hardly any interest. And that's what outraged people. It's not clear yet whether government will actually charge KPMG itself with facilitating tax evasion. We think the previous court cases on this issue have shown there's enough evidence to proceed. And it will be very interesting. The Finance Committee yesterday decided that they will hold hearings on the KPMG issue. So they'll be able to call some of the Canada Revenue Agency staff that made the decision, maybe ask the minister what she's going to do about this, even though most of this happened on the watch of the Conservative government.
Is part of the concern, though, Dennis, that people feel, if we don't pay our taxes, CRA is going to come after us, and we're going to have to pay every single penny plus the penalties. But then we hear about some of these higher income earners or corporations that aren't being treated the same way.
That's right, and that's because the CRA was cut severely by the previous Conservative government. They didn't have the staff capacity to deal with the more complicated cases, so they ended up going after the little guys, often people who just made a mistake and didn't even really intentionally try to defraud on their taxes. But the revenue minister on Monday says that they're going to reprioritize the big tax cheats and go after the facilitators like KPMG, big banks, wealth management companies. And that's good news. If they carry forward on that, it means there'll be, hopefully, the same law will apply to everyone instead of now where we've got a very unfair system.